that want to ain't there, you can't do nothing with them. You can teach know-how, you can't teach want to. And that's how it is in this truth. If somebody want it, you can teach them, you can give it to them, they can get it. Through the spirit of YAHAWASHI outside. If they want it, you know what I'm saying, through the spirit, they can get it. But if they don't have that spirit on them to want to get it for themselves, to want to learn, then you should let them go. Let them do their own thing.
That's too much customized chrome on that car. I'm just...
Yeah, he overdid that one.
I've been in that video.
That's why his shit's so low.
It says, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for.
So far beyond all that they look for, because we're looked upon in this place as the lowest of the low. You know, the niggas in the hood, you know, the spicks over south, you know, the drunk ass Indians or whatnot. We called by these bywords, man. And then our people get this in our head that, hey, maybe we are this. Maybe this is all I can be. And they live that shit, man. But that's not so, man. We are the children of the Most High. And this is how we're going to get out of this piece. This is what we got to look for. That's it for that, huh?
Yeah, pretty much the cherry.
Go to second Ezra.
Second Ezra 13:1. And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that had moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
Hey, keep up that good work, y'all. Like it up.
Damn.
But,
damn.
But
if black is back, we done.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But his spirit was in the right place.
Zeal,
but not according to knowledge.
Black is back. Oh, what a sayers and likes and shit. Nigga talk to me like he about that. Keep up that good work.
Like, damn, you see my report card?
I got a choice.
Yeah, I'm out here to the war hand, dog.
It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
That's right, the thousands of heaven, man, the angels, man, the chariots.
Hey, even in my sword, the precept for thousands is clouds.
There you go.
Because it said that they the clouds too, man. Who laid the beams in his chambers, making the clouds his chariots, man?
When
thing the Lord around here walk around, ride around like Goku on the whole course.
But
man.
in Acts it said that he was taken up into a cloud. He was taken into a cloud.
My hands cold, I ain't shit.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. It's that kind of cold that get that one tear in the corner of your eye that don't want to drop.
Acts 1:8. 1:9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight.
That's right, man. That's when the Lord was here for the 40 days.
Yeah,
40 days after he was crucified, and he resurrected, and that's how he left, and he's coming back the same way he left.
And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel,
Angels.
which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same YAHAWASHI, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
That's right. So the same way he went into heaven is the same way he's going to come back, which is in a cloud, which is in a chariot, which the he that we're talking about, his name is, he is salvation.
Yeah.
And so he is our salvation, who's coming back in a cloud, which is a chariot.
That's what he's coming to bring, man. And a sword.
You gotta break it down into pieces and put it back together. Like the game we play, Yakuza, when we break down the words and translate them and then put them back together. That's what I just did. Just do it with the scriptures. That's what prophesying is. That's what speaking is. The Bible is written in code. It's not gonna just tell you that, that a cloud is a chariot. But when you understand that a cloud is a chariot, you can break it down and be able to assimilate or be able to tell somebody what it actually is so that they can understand in their terms, get on their level.
It said, back in Esdras, Esdras 13:3, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
That's right, man. Everybody's gonna be scared. That's that fear that they was talking about in Wisdom of Solomon. That's the fear that they're talking about in Revelations. Matter of fact, we get that next.
And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire.
Now, it's not talking about Barry White, it's not talking about, an actual sound. It's talking about that concentrated heat. It's talking about a laser, for lack of a better term. And that's why they showed it in the movies. They showed that laser hitting the building, and the building just blowing up. The lasers shooting at the different airplanes or the fighter jets and all of that. They did that for a reason, because they read the scriptures and they see what's going to happen, so they flip it. Instead of it hitting the wicked and delivering the righteous, they're coming and they're just fucking with innocent people. It's an invasion of the planet.
We like Earth. It's ours now.
And we need to fight for what's ours, for the survival of our species. Type shit.
I got all this damn technology and y'all hurt? Y'all want our little shit?
So apparently they want our species, they want the human race to keep going, but they got a plan to kill 7.5 billion people. They got GMO food, they got fucking cloud seeding and all types of shit, but they want to preserve life at that time.
And it's so many alien / chariot movies, man. Like The Day the Earth Stood Still. I like that one because it got Keanu Reeves in it, and he basically said, "Look, man, I gotta do this because y'all ain't taking care of the Earth." And that's exactly what happened. That's part of the reason why the Lord is coming back as well, man. He coming to claim what's rightfully his on the side of cleaning up the earth. Because it's told you in Matthew's 24th chapter, all right, if any more time go by, Esau gonna destroy everything, man, even himself. All right. Why you think they trying to build space stations. You know, got these little shows out like the 100.
Yeah.
All right, Star Trek. They out living in outer space and on planets and all of this. Fifth Element, living on different planets and all of that. Man, that's for us, nigga. You know, and I really mean that. The Lord said He got many in His house. What He said? In my mansion are many mansions. I don't know how it goes. In my house is many mansions, man. Meaning the universe, different galaxies, all of that. All of that is gonna come to us, to Israel, to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. I thought you was reading. My bad.
It's cool, huh?
It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there were gathered together a multitude of men out of a number, from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
That's right, man. That's everybody coming together, putting their forces together to fight against the Most High YAHAWASHI when He come back. That's that war in heaven. That can we get that in Revelation? You got that part real quick? That's the war in heaven that Revelation speaks of. That's basically the depiction of Independence Day. That's that thing that Ronald Reagan was talking about back in the day. What'd he say? If there was a great force from outside of this world, we would put our differences aside. We would all come together as one. You know, that's that bullshit that he was talking about. And it wasn't a coincidence that he brought it up. He brought it up for a reason. Number one, like I said, predictive programming, and because it's a not a distinct possibility. It's a when it does happen, you know.
Yeah, they had what you call that? They have like chiefs and senate, like not chiefs, but look, it is the chiefs. Like you got the Council of Foreign Relations and shit like that. But you had a lieutenant of basically outer space communication. You know what I'm saying? And they basically had a person, a representative. Basically, it's a representative to talk to somebody that's from outer space. You know what I'm saying? So why would you even spend money on that if the Lord doesn't exist? Or they try to pass it off as aliens, but you still got a motherfucker, ambassador of outer space, intergalactic terrestrials, or whatever you want to call this shit, however they say it. But it's an ambassador. That's what the term is, ambassador of that. I forgot the other term. It's like ambassador of outer space interaction or some shit like that. Yeah. No, they got the Council of Foreign Relations. That's some motherfucker that's creating them laws that's pushing toward the martial law and you know what I'm saying, and all the other shit, you know. Cause they be behind all that fucking ISIS, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but they fucking with all the Council of Foreign Relations. That's what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They like CIA. It's like a CIA op, basically. You know? There was the fucking Blackwater and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's when a lot of shit, like 2 years ago, when a lot of shit was going down, they was using they changed it to the Council of Foreign Relations. It was something else before that. It was something like real powerful to the point that they had to change. I think it was either a Blackwater situation or something else. It was something.
And that's really what they do, because NATO isn't really new. NATO was back in the day, but they had to just change it up. That's all they do is just recycle it. Not NATO, the UN, the United Nations. That's what it is, the United Nations.
this is Revelations 12 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world.
Which is the so-called white man. It's nothing. 12 and 9? No, you're looking for
The one Satan and his
7.
angels.
7.
Okay.
Number
Gotcha.
7.
Yeah. All right. Revelations 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought in his angels.
That's right, man. That's that war in heaven. That's the real war in heaven, okay? The chariots versus these fighter jets, these what are they called? F-1 bombers or whatnot. You know, all of Putin's forces and everybody else that's gonna come together to try to be